Hi, there's something that I would like to share with you guys. It's an article on a website called eternityrace.com, and the title of it is The Demonic Mission of the Queen of the Coast Against the Church. The Queen of the Coast is one of the dreaded demonic evil spirit or fallen angel that was cast down from heaven with other legions of fallen spirit due to their sinful rebellion against God Almighty. Revelation chapter 12, verses 7 through 9. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. However, this, however, after this great victorious triumph of Archangel Michael and his co-warrior angels, the kingdom of darkness still thinketh that it can prevail and find itself back to heaven, perhaps set up her throne above the stars of heaven. But unfortunately, what hope was thwarted by death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. Read also The Mission of the Queen of the Coast Against the Church, Part 2. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 13 through 15. And thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down into hell, to the sides of the pit. After this glorious victory by Christ, all their hope and belief were shattered and was utterly devastated by the Lord God Almighty, pronounced his great judgment upon, as it was written. Revelation chapter 20, verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Hence, the Queen has never ceased to torment the world due to unconditional love God has toward his creation. The only way to afflict and cause God to regret for casting them out of heaven is by imposing severe attacks against the world, causing the world to embrace sinfulness and forbidding them to serve the only true God and their Redeemer. Nevertheless, the Queen of the Coast is in charge of Marine World, where she currently pitched her throne, and her kingdom is already overflow with blood of the saints beneath the deep sea. Below is true unveiling vision attesting of the demonic mission of the Queen of the Coast against the church. The following vision account of the demonic mission of the Queen of the Coast was unveiled and composed from a vision given to Sister Rachel Mushala Chusulo, Sister Sephora Mushola, Brother Emmanuel Samson Jude, it said Rev Emmanuel Amos Eni, Brother Richard of Ghana Divine Revelations, and Pastor Dr. D.K. O. Lukoya. I'm not sure how to say those names. The demonic mission of the Queen of the Coast against the church. The Queen of the Coast came out of the sea with many beautiful ladies and young men of different attributes. She also came out with many books and 5,000 ships loaded with all kinds of items. And she stood before the ships, giving different direction on what to be done with the items loaded in the ships. Psalms chapter 74 verse 20. Have respect unto the covenant, for the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. She said, fellow demons, I want you to seriously see what we are up against. It is not the desire of God to let any man perish. He will do anything in his power to save them. But it is our duty to make sure they perish, and our major targets are the Christians, basically believers, because they still have a chance of escaping our traps, and they are the ones showing other people the way of salvation. Although the desire of many towards their gods and his word, including their prayer life, has seriously decreased, and this is a great advantage on our part. Also, many of them don't participate in praying and fasting. This has made them powerless to withstand our influence. Many have stopped witnessing to those who are perishing in the heart of sin. The report of people getting saved has reduced to 4%, but we need to draw it down to 0%. Fellow demons, we need to increase our attack than ever until Christ is totally erased out of the earth. We need to increase human activities and cause them to work every hard before they can earn their meal. The harder they work to live, the lesser they will think about Christ, heaven, or eternity. Read also the assignment of the Queen of the Coast against believers. We are to weaken every nation and crumble their economy, because when men are under pressure, it will be easier to achieve more in their life. We need to make situation difficult for men. As a result of that, they will deny their faith and seek our help, afflict them so that they will only think of their needs. Ensure you propel their self-will to take the top priority and increase their desire for gain than gripping their passion for God or Christ. We are to make them become lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. Human has always preferred physical pleasure than spiritual gain. They spent much time on basically themselves, even beyond the time they spent for things that concern God. Many humans no longer see the need to protect their mind against our influence. They entertain every thought, every fantasy, and every lust, and that is a great advantage on our part. Fellow demons, hell has expanded itself, and it's becoming hotter daily. This is the time we exercise our revenge on God for keeping us out of heaven by sending many humans to hell as much as possible. The more we keep man in sin, the more Christ's second coming will be delayed. I don't want us to push God's hand too quickly. I want to save every moment. I want to watch Christ beg for this till his hand bleeds again. I want him to watch as his children are abused to wickedness. Godlessness, wickedness, both the same. I want him to watch as his price creation chooses fornication and adultery life. I want him to see as the hungry die of starvation, the widow, the sick, the orphan, and the one in prison are totally forgotten, and purity becomes the thing of the past. I want him to watch as seven-year-olds begin to masturbate, fornicate, and commit abortion. I want him to watch as his pleasures believers spend hours on televisions, watching our programs, and listening to our music just to brush some dust on their Bible while spending hours on Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter. This is why I have made megabyte browsing data easily accessible with free-to-air TV cable channel to become more affordable than digital decoder, DSTV. Read also, How to Subdue Self-Tyrant of Masturbation. I want him to witness it as they turn their back on him for the pleasures of this life. I want holiness and righteousness to become the things of the past, and best of all, I want him to resist his own temptation to destroy this world again. Our victory is inevitable because human has proved time and time again that they are beyond redemption. They will share our faith in the lake of fire. I have a conviction that we will still win this war. Arm yourself, fellow demons. We go to war. We show no mercy. We go to war. I know the thought that I think toward men, and it's the thought of evil and not good. Check out Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. For this, what I read about thought of evil and not good. If we will not get to heaven, no man will get there. Ha 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 ha. She's laughing. These ships are loaded with different items and latest technologies, latest fashions, new materials, soaps, lotions, shoes, my hair attachments, jewelries, creams, latest computers and phones loaded with countless applications, foods, drugs, beads, nose ring, earring, weave-on, basically weaves, banglets, perfumes, and lipsticks, powder, cross, pendant, and many seductive materials, many candles of different colors, incense, human blood as red wines. Whoa, wait a minute. Human blood as red wine? Nasty. Mirror to access the glory of men, condoms to draw men's glory through their sperm, female pad, different musical album just launched, teddy bear, olive oil, olive water, fingernail, eyelash, fashion, Christian clothes, and born-again skirts and blouse, lace materials, suits, and more leopard skin clothes, shoes, hats and bags, colorful and transparency linen materials. Look at this picture right here. All kinds of catalogs, belt, t-shirt with the image of demons who disguised as beautiful ladies, wedding rings for married couples, bread and wine for Lord's Supper, and different packaged foods, 3 million of toys of different kinds of children. Each toys are possessed with many demons to get the children initiated, and fruit drinks, new flashy car, Mary and the false Christ pictures, many more. So these pictures of Mary and these pictures that they have of Christ is not the real one. The description of Christ is read in Revelation chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. Many of these items bear our names, and we have secretly prescribed figure like 666, 999, 333, and words like Saturn, Lux, I love Satan. No, I don't. I'm just reading what's there. This soul belonged to Lucifer, devil, unleashed the dragon. I'm married to Lucifer, register for hell, and many more word of covenant was being prescribed secretly into these items, but unknown to human. We have also prescribed logos like lightning, 5 stars, angle or angel, because it looked like there's a misspelling there, skull, serpent, dragons, almost, especially the clothes. These are to be distributed around the world, and I am dividing you into all different segments to pollute the world with these items. You are to operate in different departments. These books are meant to record the names of anyone who uses our materials or who submits to our influence. We must cause them to enter into a terrible covenant with us ignorantly. Only those who are genuine believers or Christians who also pray very hard will escape our influence. But 0.5% maximum, I believe. And remember, they wanted to get it down to 0%. The kingdom of darkness does. Whosoever that uses any of these materials will be possessed, and he or she will be doomed for hell forever, because they will find it hard to be holy. Write their names in this book as an evidence that they belong to us. Once their names enter this book, then they will be qualified for hell, the lake of fire. Also read, danger of putting women attachment in relationship with Medusa. I am sending you into the world as top class human of both sex. You are to become celebrities and great icons in the society so as to influence people easily. Go into the world and become movie stars, presidents, or governors, religion leaders, and also be in charge of every manufacturing company of the world. You are to ensure everything produced bears our names. There is no time to waste. Any man who uses any of our products will die spiritually, and the love for that righteous man will fade away from their heart. I want you to become a model like Miranda Kerr, Catherine Elizabeth, Alessandra Ambrosio, Adriana Lima, Nikki Taylor, Devon Aoki, Joanne Smalls, Carly Kloss, Christine Brinkley, and Heidi Mount. I want your image to be seen on every pages of magazine, and anyone who admire you or imitate you shall be doomed. We are to cause them to enter into a terrible covenant with us. No human must be able to escape our traps this time around. The Queen of the Coast mission against Christians. We need to target believers, Christians, homes, most especially those who got married with our ring. Because you know the divorce rates are at an all-time high these days. Because the kingdom of darkness, they hate unity. So what they do, they try to break up families. They try to break up marriages and everything. They don't want man and woman to be united in marriage. We must afflict them with barrenness, and cause them lost hope in that righteous man. I hate happiness, therefore destroy every happy home. Our first targets are genuine Christians, most especially those receiving vision from God. This has become rampant, most especially in North Korea, Zimbabwe, Ghana, and Nigeria. Target this people and destroy their assignment. Transform yourself into a born-again sister and brother to get close to them. Fellow demons, this righteous man will do anything to save humanity. Many people have known about hell's existence and are afraid of going there. Even some of my agents are now waging war against me after that righteous man has delivered them from my hands. We need to shift our battle on this people fast. We must isolate them for destruction. We need to start appearing to them too in the dream like angels of light and teach them to go against the Bible. We also need to increase the love of money in their life. We must turn them against each other and cause them to be jealous themselves. Cause them to sell the gospel, because the gospel is supposed to be free. Why would you make it a merchandise? So the kingdom of darkness wants people to sell the word and to make a profit off of it. You know, like a lot of these preachers that want you to tithe 10% of your earnings and charge. Some of these mega churches, they charge their congregation just to get in. Because I remember there was a video years ago on YouTube where they were saying Joel Osteen was charging $50 just for people to get into his church. I'm going to read this again. We also need to increase the love of money in their life. We must turn them against each other and cause them to be jealous themselves, cause them to sell the gospel, investigate them with the spirit of pride, lust, vainglory, and covetousness. Stir up anger always. Also encourage them to sell their visions and CDs, books, and DVDs until the love of money occupied in their heart. Feed them with counterfeit vision. And lastly, destroy them with the ha-ha-has again. And you know, in Deuteronomy, it talks about false prophets giving false visions and not to fall for it. I forget where it's at, but it's somewhere in Deuteronomy. I can't withstand seeing Christians dominating North Korea. I am sending you to dominate the government, increase their persecution, and cause them to worship Kim Sung and Kim Jong as their gods. Kill anyone who will not deny their faith. Kill anyone with Bible. Let Christian experience hell on earth, increase their cruelty, and Yodok, prison camp until they deny their faith in that righteous man and cause them to starve to death. I am sending some of you out as Boko Haram terrorists to afflict Christian in northern part of Nigeria. I have investigated some of my servants to silence Christianity in Nigeria. I have passed into law the abolishment of preaching the gospel in some quarters of northern region in Nigeria. I have investigated the Hindus to afflict the Christian in India, afflict Christians in Somalia, Syria, Iraq, Pakistan, Yemen, Sudan, Libya, Ethiopia, Colombia, and utmost part of the world. You demon of frustration, I have sent out the demon of frustration to torment people and cause them to lose all their hope so as to reject their God and eventually come and bow for us. There's the ha-ha-has again. The righteous man is capable of doing anything to save humanity. I have tried all I could to silence Pastor W.F. Kumoyi of the Deeper Christian Life Ministry and Pastor Lazarus Moka of the Lord's Chosen Charismatic Revival Ministries, but this is two stubborn preachers has refused to be moved. There they are right there in that picture. Now, they are always busy organizing a series of crusade over the cities of Nigeria. Now they are reviving their pastors again. Some of their members has commenced preaching in the buses again. I have tried to silence Pastor Kamoji in 1981 from preaching on media, but he has gone beyond media. I have sent numerous Marine agents to destroy Pastor Lazarus Muka, but instead of capturing him, they eventually became captured. Years ago, I aroused an agent with false vision of hell in order to pull down the Lord's chosen church, yet they are still flourishing today. I summoned, encouraged, and went viral with false video-centric attestation against him, though many of his members were deceived and were captured, but that wasn't my ultimate mission for them. I want to kill him and destroy that church. Fellow demons, we need to act fast in Nigeria. I have lost many agents in that church. That man is becoming too stubborn. We need to act fast. Nigeria is about to escape from our trap. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. Once we get the pastors, we have gotten a member. The queen of the coast mission through social media. We need to get them through media. We need to promote worldwide pornography. So I am sending you all out to introduce pornography of all levels, from billboard, magazine, and public newspaper. Cast different spells on people who see your images and admire it. I need you to cast spells of all kinds, like immorality spells, indecent dressing, violence, and even death on people. Putting witchcraft on people. You are to dress in a way to be admired and let people see your dressing styles on the billboard. Anyone who follow your styles will be doomed. Just register their names in this book, the book of death, basically. We will make pornography and occupation a career. We will make pornography freely accessible by everyone. It will become a way of life for many, a secret door of pleasure. Also, you are to go into the world as young and beautiful girls in order to win the beauty pageant so that you can influence people. We need to work also on newspaper. Nudity is remarkable. It is 80% of the population's interest. We start from the mild. A star girl on a daily newspaper wearing nothing at the top of her chest, which is another way of promoting indecent dressing. Then the desires of sex will increase more because I have made a research and I've seen that more men read newspaper than women. You must introduce more immoral until a man's appetite for sex cannot be satisfied with having just one partner. Work more on magazines like You Magazine, People Magazine, AARP Magazine, Good Housekeeping Magazine, etc. Adultery and fornication will become an acceptable way of life, even in the church. The stinks of sin will vaporize into God's nostril, and the atmosphere will be utterly polluted with what he hates, because human will think of nothing but sex. Ugh. Disgusting. The abomination of desolation is increased wickedness by taking out righteousness, where it will be no more righteousness to exist on the earth. That is the abomination of desolation. I read about the abomination of desolation in the sealed portion. I forget which chapter though. I am sending some of you out into the world to become a broadcaster. You are to become newscasters, and whenever you are to appear on TV, ensure your chest is exposed. Let those fools who call themselves pastors, who want to listen to 8 p.m. news, see your chest. They will lust after you when they keep looking. The fools didn't know the eye is the gateway to the mind. Make yourselves look more seductive. Remember, the numbers of pastors you destroy increases your reward in the second heaven. You are to go to every television station, promote immoral music. Sankai has released all kind of music filled with indirect pornography characters. The programs must be filled with immorality. Even the Christian movies must be a mockery of holiness. And there's a scripture in Galatians where it said, God is not mocked. Whatever man shall sow, that will he must also reap. God will, or I call him Yahuwah, shall not be mocked. You must never allow anyone with genuine word of salvation to be seen on TV, but only allow my children on TV. You must never allow holiness preachers to be seen on TV. We must silence Christianity in Nigeria, Ghana, India, and its kinds. Never allow those men, Kumuji and Lazarus, on TV station. Only allow my children only to be seen on TV. The sons of darkness. That's what they talking about, because this is the kingdom of darkness. They don't want the sons of light to be on TV. They want the sons of darkness, which is the children of the devil, to be on TV. Only allow my children, the sons of darkness, the children of the devil, only to be seen on TV. Go and become the manager of every TV station. Only allow 50 programs to be viewed. Only allow breakthrough preachers, motivational preachers, miracle preachers, and entertainment must take the first priority. I will strengthen jokes, music, and dancing competition. The world must be polluted, and that righteous man hand must bleed again. Talking about Christ, Yahusha. And that's not funny with the ha-ha-has. The kingdom of darkness will be cast into hell. I have made TV cable more affordable and will still make it cheaper. DSTV and other cable TV will now circulate every house until man forgets about the Bible. That's what it should say. There's some errors. More seasons, movies, is being released, being full of immorality, just like Spartacus Empire, Lost in Rome. Immorality must be raw in every movie. Adverts must be full of immoralities, and anyone that want to advertise ordinary pencil on TV must first advertise her chest and buttocks. Lucifer has written countless movie script on, especially Christian movie scripts. You are to go into the world and act them. We must take much time of human with season movies, just as we did through 24 Hours, Prison Break, Jumong, Married Again, Queen Shyla, Merlin, Killing, Walking Dead, etc. Human must never have time for God. Arm yourself, fellow demons. We go to war. It's spiritual war. We show no mercy. We go to war. It's a spiritual war, even though you can't really see it with your eyes. It's happening whether you believe it or not, whether you know it or not. Even if you choose to participate or not, it's still happening, the spiritual war. That's what I'm telling you. Dominate any house that has any of our movies. I have released countless movies to possess human hearts. Write the name of anyone who enjoys watching our movies in this book, which is the Book of Death, and dominate their house. I'm sending movies like Lucy, God of Egypt, The Curse of Sleeping Beauty, Warcraft, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ghostbusters, Zootopia, The Witch, The Huntsman, The Neon Demon, The Darkness, The Fifth Wave, The Boy, Doctor Strange, Moana, X-Men, Apocalypse, The Legend of Tarzan, The Jungle Book, The PFG, London Has Fallen, The Fifth Wave, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies, Resident Evil, and many more. Humanity must never have time for God. Write their name in our book. And the Kingdom of Darkness book is the Book of Death. Because you know, Yahuwah book is the Book of Life. And the Kingdom of Darkness is nothing about death. It's just about death, the Kingdom of Darkness. So their book is the Book of Death. And God's book, Yahuwah's book, is the Book of Life. The Queen of the Coast Mission against youth. Get the female, then the male will be very easy to capture. Just as we got Adam to in his youth age. This book is to record the name of everyone who uses our seducing materials. We need to increase men's appetite for sex, so we need ladies to do that for us. So I'm sending out some intensive breast enlargement and hips enlargement creams mixed up with my urine and feces. Ew. That's nasty. This cream is for ladies who want to look more seductive. 5 million each on different products like breast cream, breast fit cream, cute breast cream, Rezo cream, breastrogen, BT36 or BT36, however you want to say it, Purelon 37G, Mayfair Pink, Big Breast Extra Cream, Large Cream, Silky Pleasure, Xenox, B-Stex, Zoil Cream, Botox Enlargement, You Like, and many more. All these creams will give them smooth, shining, and soft, huge lips and boobs, and also cause their shape will look like mine because it's my waist. This will cause more men to lust after them. Any lady who uses any of these creams, their names must be written in this book. We must increase man's appetite for sex, even among the young convert in the church, in order to induce them in secret fornication, adulteries, and masturbation. Their heart must not be free from immoral thought. The moment it should say, their heart must not be free from immoral thought. The moment they set their eyes on women's hips or chests, their brain will be ringing for sex. Look at this picture. Also, we are sending more creams, soap, dyes, relaxers, shampoo, and perfume into the world, produced from those who drowned in the sea some few seasons ago. Their flesh were squeezed into liquid, and their bones too has been grinded into powder. Some little saints and some little perfume were mixed and dried with these grinded bones, and packed in the containers was facial powder to be sent into the world for those foolish women, no matter how they claim to be Christian. The blood of those who died in the sea will be required from them after all they have exchanged their soul for our beauty. Charm is deceptive and beauty is vain. That's what I say. The queen of the coast mission through materialism. They must dress like us, barb like us. They must look like us in the shape of their creator. So these ships are also loaded with all kinds of catalog to be distributed to all shopping malls. Whosoever copies any of these styles, clothing styles, haircut styles, or any other fashions, their names must be registered in this book. They are seeing the image of beauty models. The fools don't know they are demons. Look at that. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. They want to be like us, and they will share our faith, because two can't walk except they be agreed. Amos chapter 3 verse 3. We will use Zephaniah 1:8 against them when they die. There are some Christians who are now conscious of the kind of clothes to put on, but the fools have focused so much on trousers being wrong for women alone. So one of the ships is full of ladies, wears but seductive and demonized. These also include materials for sewing and women wrappers. There must never be a way for human to escape our traps. Both saint and sinners must share our faith. Only the wise will pray and break our spells. Read also the vanity things of life. I am also sending 3 millions of my marine agents into the marketplace to possess any clothes not manufactured by us or any of my agents' company on earth. I have also noticed that part of the African countries ship and use clothes because the poor are much than the rich. Only the rich will want to buy new and also expensive clothing materials. That's what that should say. I am not only interested in the rich. Both the poor and madman on the street must never go to heaven. The era of Lazarus and the rich man in the Bible is over. One of the ships is full of used clothes. These are ready-made clothes polluted by 85 millions of demons. Anyone who used it must be polluted, and his or her desire to serve that righteous man will die. I am sending out 300 million possessed ladies' underwears. Whosoever uses it will be possessed with our spirit. Their names will also be written in our book as a sign of a covenant, and we will be able to manipulate them right from the deep sea and cause them to work for us. How the devil drained the blood of Christians on the internet. From above, demonic mission of the Queen of the Coast against the church, we can vividly attest that the devil has invented many strategies and demonic device in draining the blood of genuine believers through the internet and other personal entices. The blood sanctifies glory and dignity of genuine Christian who has backslided unconsciously without even their knowledge. How many times or hours did you spend in meditating and studying the scriptures? Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. How many hours did you spend in prayer? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 17. Pray without ceasing. How many times have you cultivated the attitude of visiting your brethren and following them up? Acts chapter 15 verse 36. And some days after Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord, and see how they do. How often do you attend or join fellowship in weekly church activities? Hebrews chapter 10 verse 26. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see in the day approaching. Psalms chapter 122 verse 1. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. How many days of the week have you gone out for evangelism? 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. The conclusion. My beloved, Christianity is not therefore and neither butter and bread. Many of you spend uncountless hours on social media, TV, movies, shopping, business, and internet browsing, and chatting without taking precaution in examining your spiritual growth. Self-examination is a must. And behold, whether you are still in faith. The devil is rapidly draining the blood of genuine believers, wearing out the saints. And if you still fall into above categories, have in mind that you are a victim of demonic internet bloodsucker, and your spiritual glory is fading off and laying in mortuary and about to be buried. The day you commence telling lies, lusting after men or women, masturbation, fornication, adultery, pornography, fighting, quarreling, stealing, hating, and contention, backbiting, anger, unforgiveness, envy, and final returning back to former worldly chained life of smoking, alcoholic, prostitution, abortion, lesbianism, patronizing, native doctor, and false prophets, all started the day Satan stole away your precious praying hours and replaced it with an internet addiction and other personal desire. Perhaps you thought you were laboring and working for God while preaching on social media, and in fact, that is splendorous and glorious, but the scriptures never demanded or requested you should. Wait a minute, what is that? In fact, it is splendorous and glorious, but the scriptures never demanded or requested you should love your neighbor more than yourself. You seriously ought to take precaution and properly examine your spiritual virginity, and behold, if you have been defiled, because in life there is time for everything. That is it.